Oh. No. And welcome back. We appreciate your patience, of course, doing live production in the field remotely, and something we're getting closer to. I mean, we're not at perfection yet. We're not at the level of brain surgery, but we can stitch her up and get her done. We're picking things up here, qualifying round 6, heat number 6, and we are in the skies here, already on lap number 2, or the opening lap here for our pilots here. We got Cleveland FPV and Crypt. Top left, top right, and I think we had some issues for JJB FPV a little early in this one, and so clock just warming up as we try and post some PBs or personal bests. We still have this is 5 qualifiers to go, including this run for this group.
Tech 29 flat.
They round out to qualifying round number 6. Got a 29.0 for Kripsch, first one across the line. His personal best on the day is a 73.0.
FPV 36.7.
And so that is, I believe, about 324s. He opens up with a 29 and change. Cleveland FPV currently sitting with 114 on the day, and so his personal best average a little bit longer than what we saw in Critch. That's about 338s, and he opens things up with a 36, and it looks like we're down to just Cleveland FPV. Critch with some issues again.
Cleveland FPV 36.3.
Lots of time here left on the clock, another 35 seconds still to go. Crypt doing his thing to try and get back up in the air. Cleveland working on lap number 3. Remember, his personal best is 338s, and he's sitting pretty with a pair of 36s. Crypt is back up in the air doing his thing. This last lap probably not going to help, but of course, extra time, extra lines on the track, not going to hurt, not going to be the worst.
10, 9,
and Cleveland
7,
FPV going to try
6,
and get the buzzer
Cleveland
beater here. He does, gets on to lap number
2,
4.
1
with a 34 and change,
flat.
so that's going to give him, he just shaved about 4 seconds off of his personal best right there. Moving up to 21st on the day, still with this lap to finish up. It was a buzzer beater, got by with about 5.9 seconds to spare, and if this is under a 36, his last lap going to help him out as well, continuing to climb that bar. Across the line we go, and it's a 29.4 on his last lap. His last lap, his fast lap, a 36, a 34, and a 29 for Cleveland FPV. We'll definitely take that right there. That gives him a total of 99.9 for Cleveland FPV. That is a big gain right there. Averaging 33.3 seconds a lap now. 19th on the day. And that, I believe, is going to put him in the number 175 spot on the list. Still in pro, climbing up. Remember, he was in the top 180 earlier. All celebrations there as you got to look at him just below me on your screen. We're going to be going to the top of the order here momentarily. Qualifying round number 7 of 10. Heat number 1. Back to where we go. What a great day for a drone race. Every day is a great day for a drone race. I think that's a Chris Perry line right there. Left-hand side of the line of sight camera there, you see Ethan FPV getting set to work. Finished in the top 32 in the pro class in 2019. 2018, he was 56th overall. 2017, 54th overall. So he's been in that pro division now 3 years in a row. Sitting with a 36.7 on the day. Was him 4th in New Hampshire, 16th unofficially on the global leaderboard. Nowhere to go up, but up with that 36.7. Of course, in this one, we got Phatkid, number 2 in the world on that global qualifying list. Finished 3rd overall at the 2018 championship. That was back in Las Vegas, February 2019. Great opening season back in 2018. 8th at his Northeast Regional Final. 3rd overall at championship. Finished 40th at the end of the inside the top 25, the end of the 2019 season. On with Timbo in this one, finishing 20th overall in 2019 after qualifying 70th. 2018, he was 22nd overall on the list. Couldn't make it to champ side year, but top 25 on the leaderboard. And 2018, that's still top 100, I believe, because we took the top 12 from the 6 regional finals, and then you add 22 on top of that, so just inside of the top 100. When we say 22nd on the list back in 2018, that's when we had the list, which was okay to be on. Now we have the global list. You want to be in that top 200 for pro, next 100 to get the invite to sport. Say hello to I Crash a Lot, watching on YouTube. It's got to be a little late in the day for I Crash a Lot. Excited to have you with us this evening. Where the pilots are flying from, it is just ahead of 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Same as where I'm sitting right here, even though I'm about, I don't know, 5,000 miles away. Over where I Crash a Lot is. I think it's just ahead of 8 o'clock, so a good evening to I Crash a Lot. Ben B, thanks for being with us here this afternoon. We are back to the top of the order here.
13-1.
We're in qualifying round number
Ethan
7. Not the last time that we're going to see this pilot, this
Nick
group
Wasp,
of pilots.
14-7.
And we're pushing
Slow,
hard
FPV
here.
13-1.
Starting with 4, we still got 4, even though it's a black
Phatkid,
screen on the top
11-2.
left-hand side of your screen. That is the Ghost. That is Nick Wasp. Phatkid,
Ethan
your
FPV
fast one to watch here,
14-7.
bottom right-hand corner, coming out
Tim
of that
Slow,
corkscrew
FPV
in a hurry.
12-9.
He started off with a 13,
Nick
now he
Wasp,
has an 11,
14-4.
follows that up with another
Phatkid,
11.2. Now, to take over the number 1 spot on the global leaderboard, we need
Ethan
low
FPV
10s, high
13-3.
9s. Phatkid, the number 2 spot on
Nick
that
Wasp,
leaderboard.
14-3.
With those 11s, and you see he's pushing
Phatkid,
it. Boom, that was
13-2.
a hot lap. 13-2, losing a little bit of time mid-flight there. And oh no, Phatkid
Ethan FPV
having to
13-6.
fly through the pain and recover on
Nick
this
Wasp,
one.
14-1.
We're at the midway point, just under a minute still left on the clock, so almost a reset here for
Phatkid,
Phatkid
17-3.
as he crosses with a 17 with about 48 seconds left on the clock. He says, no, I'm not going to take up any more of the nice
Nick
people's
Wasp,
time.
13-9.
And so that one is done. And unfortunately for our live stream viewers, not able to see it because there was a black screen on the top left-hand side for Nick Wasp. But I can tell you that he had a personal best on the day, climbing up a peg into 7th with a 42.4. And so for Nick Wasp, that has him 7th on the day in New Hampshire.
The race
and
is
42
completed.
and 4, putting him in the number 41 spot on the global list unofficially. Yeah, we aren't using the greatest of ground stations here. That ground station on the top left-hand side, I don't know if it was changing channels, but it went from race band 1, it was locking 2 drones. Then when Nick Wasp was flying, every time he's flying, it just goes black. I think it has some sort of a lock, but I don't know, it's one of those RG quad receivers there. So not doing the best, but somehow it went from our race band 1 to Fat Shark 2, which is a jump of almost 100 megahertz. It's a jump of 102 megahertz. So not sure it's having a good day in the heat. I'm frozen on my end, bud. There you go. And there's, yeah, Slowpoke comes in crystal clear. I don't know what that ground station has against Nick Wasp. Must have called it a name or something. I don't know. On full video, looks like we're about to launch. It looked a little rough there for Glazer on the takeoff. You can reset me there, Doug. There, I came back. Glazer having to do a turbo back of the takeoff blocks. And that's where Glazer's first lap opens up. So even though he lost 23 seconds on the start, it doesn't really matter because lap number 1 starts at the start-finish gate for all of our pilots. So regroup and refocus for Glazer. He's already at the corkscrew and on his way to get onto lap number 2. Meanwhile, 2 laps recorded here for the Wizard of Goz. He's got a 16 and an 18. Carlos across the line with a pair of 19s. Now a 22 and change for Slowpoke. And following that up with a 21. And Glazer working on lap number 2, starting things off with a 20. 3 laps recorded here in the session for the Wizard of Goz. Gives him a total of 50.3. Pair of 16s and an 18. He's about 2.5 seconds off his personal best here on the track. 50 seconds remaining on the master race clock. We got 3 laps recorded here now for Carlos. Total of 58.5. That's a personal best. Still has him about 14th on the day. And nowhere to go but up. There with Carlos with an 18 now, climbing up a little bit. Now the total of 57.2 from laps 2, 3, 4. 30 seconds remaining on the master race clock. Looks like Slowpoke is in a gate again. Maybe the same one he shredded the last time.
Glazer
see a little bit of the vinyl in the wind. 20 seconds still to go on the master race clock. Carlos gets on to lap number 6. He's got a 19 and a pair of 18s. 56.8 is total, so personal best for him as well. As he's still out there, going to try and push it to a buzzer beater. He might be able to do it. 5 seconds remaining. Looks like Carlos will get an extra one out of this one. On to lap number 7 we go. He had about 1.8 seconds to spare, and we'll see if this last one's going to help. It could. Going to need to be under an 18.4 to make this one matter.
Glazer done with a 6-lap 209.9 result.
Glazer done with a personal best of 51.6, moving up a peg on the board.
Done with a 7-lap 216.6
and it looks like that last lap
result.
did help Carlos by about 0.03 of a second. Hopefully he didn't kill the pack on it, but it did help him out, moving him up to 13th on the day with a 55.98.
The race is completed.
And that has him in the number 13 spot on the day. The 55.98, that puts him just inside of the top 100 on the leaderboard. The global leaderboard in the number 96 position.
Bruce's
Good run.
dad.
A couple of changes there for a few pilots here in qualifying round number 7. Let's go to heat number 3, engineer Mako Reacta and Bruce's dad. Formerly Bruce's dad 13 on MultiGP.com. First global qualifier of the 2020 season for Engineer, Bruce's dad in Tropical Onion. Right now, Engineer sits with a 34.49 qualifying round number 6, the last one. That was when we were doing a little bit of web fixing up. Engineer right now unofficially in the number 8 spot on the global leaderboard with that 34.49, averaging 11.5 a lap. Bruce's dad had a 43.0 back in qualifying round number 3. That has him currently seated unofficially in the number 43 spot on the global leaderboard. Mako Reacta with a 55.14 in qualifying round number 4 a couple of rounds ago, and that has her unofficially 92nd overall on the global list. AA, we do see your chat. Dougie will adjust the chat to the new YouTube video to get it up on the live stream. But
Engineer 12
definitely
flat.
appreciate you interacting with us and hanging out with us as always. I know you're always subscribed to that MultiGP YouTube channel with the bells. And
make slow reactor
with us at every single
21.2.
race, definitely appreciate
Engineer
it.
11.6.
So remember, Engineer had an average of 11.5 on his 3 laps to sit with that total of 34.5, give or take. He's got a 12 and 11.6 on laps 1 and 2 and a 14.6. So Engineer going to try and go laps 4, 5, and 6 to get things done. Watching him coming out of that corkscrew. Nice tight line. Look at that, about 2 inches off the tops of the gates.
11.6.
Onto lap number 5. There's an 11.6. So there's one of our 11s that we need. Engineer in fine form and catching up with Mako Reactor. You saw the pass
Engineer
on Mako Reactor's feed. That was just a blur of Engineer making that big pass as Mako Reactor goes on to lap number 4. Engineer now on to lap number 6. He's got an 11.6 and 11.5. This is going to chip away at that 34 and change that he's got. And there's an 11.1. So Engineer now with a 34.274 on laps 4, 5, 6.
Make slow
and he's
reactor
still out there
20.2.
on lap number 7. 30 seconds still to go. Holy, got these 11s. What kind
Engineer
of lipo is he
18.7.
running? That last one was an 18. That was for fun. I mean, well, if you got a drink, let's pour it out right now onto the ground. Toast
make
to
slow reactor
Engineer's
18.8.
lipo. He just kills
Engineer
it.
12.9.
12 and 9.
8,
so 8 laps
7,
on the track.
6,
That is
5,
very rare.
4,
8 laps in
3,
minute 47.
2,
But Engineer
1.
climbing up a little bit with a 34.27 this time around on his
make slow
fastest
reactor
3 laps
18.5. Make slow reactor done with a 6 lap
That has him on the number
204.3
3
result.
spot on the day, unofficially still the number 8 spot on the global leaderboard. Mako Reactor coming down after 6 laps in the session, just past the 2-minute mark this time around with a total of 57.6. That is a little bit longer than her personal best. That's it, and all heat number 3 here in the books. I see already Dougie has updated the chat there behind the scenes for Double A. We say hello to Quad Doc as well, watching on the YouTube channel. Hey, buddy. Say hello as well to Graham Parkinson with us here this afternoon. I crash a lot, say it's 10 o'clock. What did I say? I think it was about 8 o'clock. I was about 2 hours apart. Just I guess Europe has more than one time zone. My bad, buddy. Yeah, Benny Mac also saying a little bit of peace and love and respect to Engineer's lipo on that one, but it was fun to watch. This weekend we have 9 different qualifiers happening, the 2020 MultiGP series. It's a big week as we bring you this big race from Epping, New Hampshire, the first global qualifier for Massachusetts drone racing. Coming to you live from the Hillside Raceway outdoor track for the Nerd Fields. You want to talk about a big weekend? I think when we started, we had about 180 pilots on the global leaderboard at the start of this weekend, and we're going to be maybe in the 300s as we have qualifiers happening today also in Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, North Carolina, and Wisconsin, and just to the west in Ohio as well. The west of where we are in New Hampshire. You know, my geography's weak. I know if you keep going west from Wisconsin, you're not going to hit Ohio. And then tomorrow, qualifiers with 415 FPV in California, Pit Road Across in Pennsylvania, Dallas Drone Racing. I think was going to run this weekend, but they're actually going to be next weekend. 9 qualifiers in total. Here we are qualifying round 7, heat number 7 with Neuchel,
Tropical Onion
Waffle,
14.5.
and Tropical Onion. Tropical Onion now on to lap number 2 with the 14.5. Waffle with the 17.4.
Neuchel 9.7.
And there's Neuchel's opening lap of a 9.7. He is the number 1 pilot on the global leaderboard unofficially. Did it back in qualifying round 2. He had a 10.1, 9.8, 9.6,
WAFL
starting things off with a 9.7, following it up with a 9.3, top right-hand corner of your screen. So the number one ranked pilot is going to keep clawing away, giving him something to chase here. A pair of 9.3s back-to-back, so 9.7, 9.3, 9.3, totaling up for 28 and 4, his fastest 3 consecutive, as he's still out on lap number 4. Lap 4 coming across at a 13.8. So this lap is basically a reset, and he's going to need 3 low 9s if he's going to better his own time. There's a 10.2 on lap number 5 for Neuchel. Waffle getting something rolling here as well. He's got a pair of 15s back-to-back on laps 3 and 4. Coming out of that corkscrew, he's the last one here in the air. Onto lap number 6 with a 15.1. That could work. His total 45 and 7. He's 0.3 of a second off of his personal best. Still rolling out there with another 25 seconds still to go here on the master race clock. So another lap. If he's got enough power in the tank, he gets through. And that one.
WAFL 18 flat.
That was an 18 and change. Not really
9,
helping him right there. Down
7,
he will go, and
6, 5,
missing his personal
4.
best by 0.3 of a
race
second.
Is completed.
And of course, Neuchel, your number one pilot in the world, taking his time up with a 9.7 and a pair of 9.3s. The fastest times on the global leaderboard. And you just saw it live here on the MultiGP YouTube channel. 3 laps in 28.458. Now, one of the key things to being a commentator is preparation. And let's take a look at Neuchel. As everyone knows, Neuchel from Velocidrone, the official sim of MultiGP. He's won almost every competition there is. Team competition, individual competition. In real life, his best time is 28.4. In the sim in Velocidrone, Sunday, June 14th. Just last weekend, he was 27.13. So a little faster in the sim, but not by much at all. 27.1 versus 28.4. 1.3 seconds difference between Velocidrone and the track, the standardized track set up at Hillside Raceway Outdoor Track Nerd Field. And speaking of the nerds, there, Neuchel showing you, hey, you can be cool online, you can be just as fast in real life. Holy guy. Graham Parkinson asking how everyone's coping with the Rona. If you take a look at our follow cam, you can see everyone socializing while social distancing, maintaining a good distance from each other. Lots of hey buddies. Fist pumps with the elbows. That's their elbow bumps as opposed to fist pumps. The views expressed by Slowpoke are not those. You can give me a virtual hug. That's safe. As long as I don't have to shove anything up my nose beside my finger, I'm all right. Here we are, heat number 5. Zoom with the whole shot, and then Doug, then raw FPV. And starting with 3, didn't have Trooper take off. Looks like raw FPV having some, well, he might still be flying. It might be that ground station issue. Yeah, I think he's still flying. So start with 3 of the 4. We still got 3 in the air. Here comes
Zoom
bottom right, your leader
28.6.
Zoom with a 28 and 6. So your whole shot and your leader after 1. Here comes Doug onto lap number 2.
Doug,
There's a 34 and 1 rolling in
raw
for
FPV
Doug. Watching, and there's raw
36.5.
FPV, even though you can't see him. I'll tell you, it's a 36.5 across the line. Your leader is Zoom in the bottom right-hand corner of our screen, coming out of that corkscrew section right there. His last lap was a 28.6. This one looks to be a
Zoom
little faster. There's a
25.4.
25.4. Looking at Zoom's time so far, 79.2 on the day. So he's on pace to beat that.
Raw
Did that
FPV
back in qualifying round number 3.
27.5.
Qualifying round number 7. Looking pretty good here for Zoom.
Doug 35.1.
Doug gets on to lap number 3. He's got a 34 and a 35 to play with so far. There's Zoom lining up on
Zoom
that start-finish gate. He's
25.8.
through onto lap number 4. 30 seconds still to go. So Zoom with a 28 and a pair of 25s. Right now, he is 0.7 of a second off his personal best, and there's the old battery bump right there. Come on, Zoom. Zoom. Run that split S on the backside.
Raw FPV 33.6.
Watch this corkscrew by Zoom.
Doug 29.7.
He goes over and
10,
wide. That is a
9,
super safe
8,
line
7,
right there.
6.
It's going to be a buzzer beater, but
4,
one more to go. Zoom, you're through
31.8,
with about 3.5 seconds to spare onto lap number 5. And now we bring out the checkered flag once Zoom and Doug go through. They're going to be done. And oh no, Doug hitting the corkscrew. Pretty side down, trying to take off. He's back up. Don't count out Doug. Zoom
Raw
lapping
FPV
him right there for a second time.
Raw FPV done with a 4-lap 2:15.9 result.
Got 4 laps in that session
Zoom
for Raw.
24.6. Zoom done
His
with a
fastest
5-lap 2:21.1
and
result.
change. He's 7 seconds off his personal best. Zoom 5 laps in the session. His last lap is fast lap at a 24.6. But lap 4 was a little longer with a 31. So the opening 3 for Zoom
done with a 4-lap 2:37.5
his
result.
fastest 3 there, 0.7 of a second off his personal best. And your biggest mover will be Doug. Moving up 2 pegs
The race
right
is
there.
completed.
Laps 1, 2, and 3 of the 4 he did, giving him a total of 98.9, putting him 19th on the day. One more heat to go here in qualifying round number 7. Cleveland FPV, JJB FPV, and Cryptech. Here we are. 7 rounds. Figured out what his name is. What was I saying? Cryptich? You can see his OSD there, bottom right hand corner. So I kept saying Crypt. It's cribbage, like the card game. Is that what you're saying, Doug? Oh, it's Cryptic. I was just skipping the 3. Thought it was like an accent or something. Like some of those Finland accent goos and the dot things. I Crash a lot knows what I'm talking about. That's on Fat Shark too. Off to the races we go. Whole shot in this one going to go to Cribbage, then Cleveland FPV, then JJB FPV. Flying with 3, even though that one ground station just doesn't like some of these feeds. The other ground station now has caught the virus, the video virus. Your leader's Cribbage as he goes out of that corkscrew. Cleveland FPV right behind him. They're separated by about 2 gates. JJB in the black, the 18.7. So visually, what we can see on the live stream, we're watching Cryptech and Cleveland FPV. They're 26 and 32 with them, but JJB FPV running hot in this one. His personal best on the day at 56.187.
Cryptech 27.1.
An average of about 18.7 seconds a lap. His opening lap was an 18.7. Looks like lap number 2 may not be recorded for him. We can only play the guessing game. 45 seconds left to go. Crit up cheerleader at that corkscrew section once again. Go to record lap number 3. His personal best is a 73 so far on the day. And across the line, his opening 3 laps has him at 84.4. nowhere to go but up as we look to scrub
Cleveland
some of these
FPV
earlier lap times. There's
30.2.
3 laps recorded for Cleveland FPV, a 32, a 28, and a 30. And that's a personal best on his opening 3 laps right there, 91.7 for Cleveland FPV. 10 seconds
8,
left on the clock.
7.
Looks like
6,
Cryptech is
5,
going to have a buzzer beater.
4,
Yeah, he's good. One more to go for Cryptech.
26.8.
And a 26 and 8. And into the double stack gate ladder.
Cleveland FPV 27.7. Cleveland FPV done with a 4-lap
Cleveland bringing in
205.8
for a
result.
nice landing there. Did you watch that in the top left hand of the corner? He just landed that like Sully into the Hudson. Putting on a clinic and a demonstration right there. And Cleveland with a total of 86.9. His last 3, his fast 3, a 28, a 30, and a 27. So laps 2, 3, and 4. Moving Cleveland up into 19th on the day with an 86 and change. 3 more packs to go. Lots of sunshine left. Haven't got my update yet if I'm going to have to go catch some cattle. Timbo FPV, Ethan FPV, and Phatkid. Starting to grid them up here. Awesome if I could just copy and paste this stuff, but 4, 5. Pilots are getting ready, gridding up, and I am typing up a machine, like a machine over here. So Nick Wasp is currently sitting with a 42.4 that's unofficially 44th on the global list. Timbo FPV with a 39-0 that's right now unofficially in the number 27 spot on the global leaderboard. Ethan FPV with a 36-7. That's in the number 17 spot unofficially on the global leaderboard. And number 2 in the world, Phatkid with a 31.7. That came from qualifying round number 4 a few ago. And we are green, ready to unseat those times, keep climbing our global leaderboard to get in prime position to get that invitation to the 2020 MultiGP Championship. Look at this. You're seeing a screen that is an absolute blur as they push their way across the line. Nick Wasp with a 14.2. That's in the top left. That's Mystery Pilot. Then Timbo in the top right with a 13-0. And we just lost Timbo. We lost Ethan.
Nick Wasp 14-1.
I think we lost Phatkid. So it's just all Nick Wasp. Which we're unable to see here in the live stream, so we'll bring it to you like old AM radio.
Nick Wasp 12.8.
There's 3 laps recorded for Nick Wasp as he starts to work his way back to that far left-hand corner, over to the double stack gate as ladder, over to the split S into the corner, good smooth line, over to our corkscrew section. Looking good.
Nick Wasp 16.2.
And pushing on to lap number 5 with a 16.2. I totally made up the positions. I have no idea where he was on the track. 50 seconds still to go. And they tell me he is down now. So one big mover in this one. Nick Wasp did 4 laps, crashed on lap number 5, but laps 1, 2, and 3, a 14, a 14, and a 12. Totaled on up to a total of 41.2 for Nick Wasp. And that is going to move him up a little bit. He was in the number 44 spot on the global leaderboard. Now with a 41.21, that is going to move him to 40th unofficially on the global leaderboard. There's a shot of Slowpoke on the left-hand side, Engineer on the right, doing some great social distancing. And we're having a hard time watching video on these, I don't know, before the dawn of time ground stations that Dougie pulled out of the garage. There's one guy that has no video issues. It's a guy on the left-hand side of your screen with those Immersion RC laser antennas right there. That drone could be in a whole other country, and Slowpoke would still know where it is. Fortunately, he's got the skills on the sticks that he can keep it within the confines of the global qualifier track. Well, we have a second, of course. We want to thank our great partners of the 2020 MultiGP Global Series, this 2020 edition, or Corona edition of the MultiGP Leaderboard. Of course, our friends at Hobby Wing Technology, great partners of ours, great friends of ours, known for their ESCs and their 4-in-1s as well, industry leaders. They got motors, they got everything you need to be on the podium. Full builds as well, and they do more than just drones. You can join the Hobby Wing Club at hobbywing.com to find out more. Our thanks to Hobby Wing for their long-time support of MultiGP drone racing. Of course, Beta FPV with us for a while, specializing in micro whoop drone racing. Of course, their micro whoop drone racing shop at betafpv.com. All your drones, electronics, accessories as well, and of course, well renowned for their toothpick quad. Check out the FPV Whoop Racing Kit, all in one bundle. It comes with goggles, radio, the Whoop, the RTF starter kit with a carry case as well. All available at Micro Whoop Drone Racing Shop, betafpv.com. Of course, Team Black Sheep, one of the longest supporters and largest supporters of drone racing worldwide. Real serious toys. If you haven't got your hands on the TBS Tango 2, get to your favorite FPV shop and get it in a cart right now. Get that controller goodness in your hand. We are underway here with qualifying round 8, heat number 2 in the skies. Wizard of Gauze got the whole shot, then it was Glazer, then Carlos FPV.
Carl Slow FPV 20.3. Glazer 24.4.
Now starting to post some of those opening lap times. Slowpoke looked to have a high 20 on that last one. 18.4 for Wizard of Gauze. Carlos with a 20.3. Glazer with a 24
Carl
and 4.
Slow FPV 20.8.
There's a pair of 20s back to back for Carlos. Glazer with a 24 now and 18 in change.
Slowpoke 21.5.
Slowpoke with a 21 and change. So lap 2 so far, his best lap. And we're at the minute point, halfway through. Now it's time to post
Carl
some
Slow
hot
FPV
laps.
19.4.
Make your next 2 your fast 2. As we start to deal something out of the deck. Wizard of Gauze down. 40 seconds left to go.
Glazer 32.4.
Glazer with a longer lap number
Carl
3.
Slow
So
FPV
looks like
18.7.
these next couple of laps are going to be for
Slowpoke
Fon Carlos.
25.3.
Is the only one on pace to do some damage here. Laps 2, 3, 4, 20 and 19 and an 18 for a total of 59.0. He is about
Glazer
3
20.4.
seconds off his personal best. But he can make these
Carl
next 2
Slow
laps
FPV
count to do some
20.2.
damage. 10 seconds still to go.
10, 9, 8, 7.
Maybe a buzzer
6,
beater for Glazer.
5,
No, had to go
4,
back to the corkscrew.
3,
Not going to work.
2. Glazer
And it's
18.6.
Oh, Glazer getting the go-ahead. Holy.
Carl Slow
Make a
FPV
liar out of me, getting the
18.7. Carl
go-ahead
Slow
by
FPV done with a 6 lap 202.8 result.
Carlos, you're done. 6 laps in the session. Your last one, your fast one. And looks like no damage in that.
Glazer 16
and
flat
change
Glazer
your
done with a
fastest 3
6 lap
consecutive.
214.2
Glazer, your
result.
last 2, your fast 2, an 18 and a 16.006. Just needed a 7th lap and will be climbing up a little bit more on that global leaderboard.
The race is completed.
And that is it and all. Now let's go retrieve your quads. We got 2 more packs to go. No tears yet, no tears. Double A asking in the chat, Can you tell us a little bit more about the online International Open? Well, for sure, Double A got a moment to talk about it. Well, of course, in March, the world was shut down thanks to Corona. And so MultiGP had the world's largest drone race, International Open, slated for the 4th consecutive year to be in June in Muncie, Indiana at the Academy of Model Aeronautics. So to be safe, we're like, this Corona stuff's going to go away. Let's move it to August. And, well, 1 month out of International Open, the cases started to spike in the southern United States. So we decided to move it again to 2021. But, of course, because we like the camaraderie and the community of drone racing, and especially International Open, the International Open is going to be moved online here in 2020, but it's not the International Open. That is a name that is reserved for the prestigious event that we're going to be hosting in 2021. So it is the MultiGP Virtual Open, which is the simulated version in Velocidrone and Discord and some other surprises of what you can expect to see at International Open. So it is 5 weeknights of fun. You'll have your pro race, your World Cup, your intermediate, your rookie, your team race, your over 40 race, chapter organizer race, and others that I am missing in the sim that week of August 12th to 16, the Monday through Friday. I don't have the calendar right in front of me, but Monday to Friday will be in the sim. And the exciting part that I haven't even told Dougie about, that in the
Engineer
lobby,
flat.
while you're waiting to fly,
Bruce's dad,
we are going to have Jackbox games, hosted games. So while you're queuing in Discord waiting to fly, you can watch other people's
Engineer
fly, or you can join in the Jackbox game. So multiple streaming.
Bruce's
the
dad,
MultiGP Virtual Open coming up this August. Absolutely free for anyone who purchased a ticket to International Open. And there's a nominal charge for those who didn't bet on black. We're going to get a couple bucks from you back.
Bruce's
but more
dad,
details coming out of that in the next couple of weeks as we figure out how to put Jackbox game in the waiting lobby.
Engineer 11-5.
We are under green. We're at the midway point. A minute in, minute still to go. Engineer, remember last time in the, on the sticks, he climbed up with a 34.2. That was a couple of 11s. This time around, he's got a couple of shaky laps in there, but as
Bruce's
Engineer goes onto
onto
the ground, as I was going to say, as he goes on to lap number 6, he has an 11.5 and 11.0. And what is in his camera, Doug?
Make slow reactor 20.9.
Is that the underside of a gate, or is that a flag? Is that a ground stake? That's a gate. Okay, I almost looked like a corn stalk right there. I don't know. Engineer got a lot of air on that one, so looks like the quad's going to be good for him. 20 seconds still to go. We're working on lap number 6 here for Bruce's dad. He's about 2 seconds off of his personal best. See if we can get something done. Of course, Mako Reactor working on lap number 6 as well.
Bruce's dad, 17.2.
Not sure if we're going to get across in the next 5 seconds. Mako Reactor, the last one, still in the air. Oh, just
make slow reactor 18.2. Make slow reactor done with a 6 lap 202.1 result.
Mako Reactor fastest 3 in that one, 58.2. It's about 3.1 seconds off of her personal best, her hot lap in the session, and 18.2 on lap number 6. Bruce's dad, your fastest 3 in that, totaled 45.0. That's exactly 2 seconds longer than your personal best. The hot lap of a 14.5, and Engineer with an 11.0 on lap number 5. Lap 4 was an 11.5. Lap 6 probably would have been in the low 10s and in the top 3, but coulda, shoulda, woulda. Still 2 more packs to go, and that'll conclude qualifying round 8, heat number 3. As we grid up again with Neukel Waffle and Tropical Onion. If you want to talk about a great day for a drone race or a long day, of course, I'm sure everyone watching the YouTube channel is familiar with who I am, Joe Scully, race director and commentator. Races in real life remotely now, and also in the official sim of MultiGP Velocidrone. And powering this stream in the field is Doug Kling. And he and I had one of the longest days ever, as earlier this morning, 3 a.m. Eastern, our time, we hooked up with the Royal Air Force in the UK and presented a live stream drone race, the Military Invitational Velocidrone Team Drone Racing Tournament. And it was enduro with teams from New Zealand, Australia, the UK, and Germany. The live stream kicked off at 4 o'clock. You can watch it back on Twitch. You can search for the Virtual Air Tattoo. Talk about I.O. being canceled. The world's largest air show, one of the best in the industry as well. The Air Tattoo celebrating its 49th year in the UK in Gloucestershire, UK. Of course, postponed due to Corona. And so they hosted a virtual air tattoo. We were proud to be a part of it at 4 a.m. when we went live this morning. I slept to noon the day before, pulled an all-nighter, and Dougie and I a little shaky here as this day gets a little long for us. But what an exciting time it was this morning from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. watching virtual team racing, and now a global qualifier IRL in real life as $4 for a coffee? Yeah, you can grab me one. I'll PayPal you, just ship it up. Oh, I'll pay $4 for that any day. I don't know if we got full video. Do we have waffle? You're missing waffle. There we go. Those stupid overlays. Neuchel with the whole shot. Tropical Onion right behind him. So Neuchel now the fastest pilot on the global leaderboard. Earlier today, a 10.19896.
Tropical
and
Onion
then
15
the
flat.
previous round we just saw, 979393 for a total of 28.4. And now it's time for Tropical Onion to get something started. His personal best on the day is a 42.16, which is an average of 14 seconds a lap. He opens things up with a 15 and a 14. Gonna try and find a gear.
Tropical
It looks like
Onion
Neuchel gonna
12.5.
give Tropical Onion the track here. I like his style. There is an absolute gentleman right there. When you're number one in the world, you got to represent. Tropical Onion, nice work.
Tropical
Little wider
Onion
lines in
13
those
flat.
corkscrews, but it seemed like that would have been faster. A perfect balance, a risk and reward, and oh no, straight into a flag. I mean, hit the spike. Well, that's the bad news. The good news is Tropical Onion moves up one peg with a 39.8. He had a
The race is
42.16, so he just took just under 2.5 seconds off of his time. So his last three, his best three, and it might be worth it for whatever was destroyed, flying straight into that spike. 39.80, unofficially in the number 31 spot on the global leaderboard. Now, all those stats, when I say on the global leaderboard, that takes into account this race and the global leaderboard, as it were, when we started. So as the other 4 qualifiers or 5 qualifiers finish up today, those numbers will change. But as of right now, 31st on the global leaderboard, and hopefully nothing broken there after hitting that flag. Is everything good there, Tropical Onion? Oh yeah, thumbs up. Yeah, buddy. You know what's really crazy is we were able to communicate, and I'm sitting in Canada at that time. How cool is that? I'm like, hey buddy, everything good? He gives us a thumbs up. And there's Dougie, the boy in the truck. You're seeing the hover test on the way home. It is all good in the hood. I mean, I don't care who you are. This is great watching right here, huh? I don't know where you live, but as of yesterday, yeah, Friday, it is now mandatory to wear masks indoors. So I guess since I'm in my house, do I have to wear it in my house? Because that's just businesses, right? Yeah. Any indoor business where I live in Ontario, Canada. Do you know how many cases that we had in Canada yesterday? We had 200 something cases in Canada, our whole country. In my province or state, we had 119 cases. In my county, we haven't had any new cases in 2 days. But we gotta wear a mask. Every time I pull it out, I want to blow my nose in it. We are underway right here. No politics, guys. No politics. Come on. There's no wall between us yet. That's right. Yeah, they're going to pay for it. We didn't even need a wall. We just need someone to cough. Boom. There you go. Wall. I'm frozen on my end, Dougie. It's the Zoom, Raw FPV, and Doug show. Look at this. Both of them blade to blade right there.
Zoom 39.6. Doug 38.7.
There we go. I was waiting for that. I wasn't stuttering. I was waiting for the Doug. Not sure who programmed that in the computer, but I like their style. Zoom and Doug doing their thing on that opening lap. See Zoom now taking it a little easier, but Doug
Raw FPV1
killing
0.6
it through that corkscrew section. He's your leader. Now you got Zoom catching up on Doug.
Zoom 31.7. Doug 31.7.
We also got Raw FPV up. He's the in that mystery channel, the top left-hand side, and he would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for those rascally kids poking around. That's an old reference, Dougie. That's Scooby-Doo right there. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Slowpoke knows a Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo.
Raw FPV 33.7.
So for those watching the live stream, we have one pilot left in the air, and his OSD did say Samsung
10,
for a second ago.
9,
top left-hand side.
8,
it's Raw
7,
FPV.
6.
Working on lap
5,
number 3.
4.
5, 4.
3,
3, 2. 1.
1.
And this one's done when Raw FPV goes through our start-finish gate.
Zoom 51.8. Zoom done with a 3-lap 207.2 result. Raw FPV 30.4. Raw FPV done with a 3-lap 209.4 result.
You can kind of hear Slowpoke
the race
off
is
mic
completed.
There. Raw FPV, the newest chapter organizer in the Northeast. We love the Northeast. That's where all the beasts live. And killing it already. A tier 2 chapter with MultiGP. Welcome to the neighborhood. Welcome to the community. Looking for a Sharpie. Can't believe I don't have one on my desk. Oh, I got Sharpies. So Double A says on his mask that he wears, he has the Mr. Steel mustache on it. So while we're killing time here,
Blend
I'm going to try and
FPV.
put the Mr. Steel. Oh no, my green screen messes up my mask. I'm going to wear it backwards. So Mr. Steel mustache. All right, let me see. Let me see if I can draw that. I got a vision in my head. All right, here we go. That's what I love about these GQ live streams. It's just like one long podcast. Hey, buddy, there, thumbs up. Raw FPV. Not only is he a chapter organizer, he also has the chapter organizer jersey. Look at this. Dressed to impress, styling and profiling. Yeah, buddy, I love it. All right. I'm still working on my mustache, on my mask. Craft time with your buddy Scully. Yes, Perry. I don't know. That's actually it's my dad, and he's a cowboy. JS Scully Enterprises. I don't know what it is. Yeah. All right. That's not a Mr. Steel mustache? It was totally a Hitler mustache, guys. I'm such a terrible artist. Yeah, buddy, we're green. We're taking this as serious as anybody. JJB with the whole shot. We got Cryptech and Cleveland FPV. Three great pilots all smiling and doing their thing. Cryptech with a 28.8. Cleveland FPV and JJB FPV with a 31 and a 35 respectively. Of course, everyone self-staggering their laps starting at the start-finish gate, and so that's why you saw both Cleveland FPV and JJB cross the line at the exact same time. Of course, if you're sitting in New Hampshire, you saw that. If you're watching the live stream, JJB's our mystery pilot in this one. Ground station's just not liking him, but we love him. So he works on lap number 3. Down to just 2, JJB FPV and Cryptech working on lap number 3. Looking for a personal best in this one. Looks like Cleve FPV not having his personal best, but we're not going to knock him right there. He was killing it. He's back up, though. Could recover. But round number 7 is personal best so far on the day. Still with 2 more packs to go. As we look to that clock, 30 seconds remaining.
Cryptech 28.4.
As Double A says, who has more fun than us? Nobody. Yeah, buddy. Just living that dream every day in every way. Another day in paradise.
10, 9, 8,
yeah.
7, 6,
Cleveland on his
Cryptech 24.8, 3,
Save the quad.
2,
Don't drive dirt
1.
motors. If you're flying underground, you're good. You're good. It's just a little stroll out there. You're not too far. As we have Cryptech finishing up his final lap. Work of that split S. Let's see what he does here on the corkscrew. 3 of 3. 2 of 3.
The race is completed.
Cryptech is through. And 2 are checkered, and that one is done right there. No changes on the leaderboard. Lots of smiles. No tears. Let's go to the top of the order, qualifying round number 9. Parkinson's, I think, this race is off. Yabra definitely gets us through. You really want to see what gets us through when you pull an all-nighter. See if I can do this all in one hand. Can I? Oh. Here we go. Here's the bow. Yeah, it ain't coffee time just yet, but there we go. There's the stack, huh? It's been a good long Friday. I guess it's Fratter Day for us, Doug. Good times in the sunshine as we get ready to go to qualifying round number 9. If you're just joining us here on the MultiGP YouTube channel, thanks for being a part. You're watching the MA Drone Racing Global Qualifier number 1 of the season for them. It's week number 18 of the 2020 MultiGP Global Series. The series started March 20th. 2 days after every restriction known to the country of USA was put in play. So even though we started tracking week 1, week 2, and we're at week number 18, the global qualifiers only started about a month and a half ago on about week number 12 of the global series. Here we're on week number 18. We have 9 global qualifiers happening here this weekend, and you are watching live on a windy pitch at the Nerd Field. The Hillside Raceway Outdoor Track Nerd Field in New Hampshire. We're in qualifying round number 9, so 2 more packs to go for our entire field of about 22 pilots that made the trip. 28 said they wanted to go, 22 actually showed up. Put lipos in, put goggles down, thumbs up, and on their way. Ranking on our global leaderboard. When we started the day, there was about 180 pilots ranked on the global leaderboard. Last year, there was 1,100 at the end of the season, and so we're filling those positions, top 200 getting the invite. After September 7th, we go March 20 to September 7th, give or take, and the top 200 invited to the Pro Class Championship, which should be the first weekend of November, Daytona Beach, Florida. And the next 100 will go down the list to fill the grid. I think we went down just down about 600 places on the global list to fill the grid. But the next 100 going to our Sport Class Championship, and probably one of my favorite events the entire year. That Sport Class Championship was equally, if not more, exciting to be a part of and to watch. But speaking about watching, let's watch this one as we launch right there. Ethan FPV, yaw spin at death. I think we lost Goose Maverick on that one. Not sure if he's able to take off. Something is funky with that quad. He's going to try and relaunch again there on the bottom left-hand side.
Tim Slow FPV 12-9.
Phatkid on the bottom right did not take off, but we do have Timbo in the top right. And we have Nick Wasp in the top left. He's our mystery pilot, ground station.
Tim Slow FPV 13-1.
So we get to sit back and watch Timbo fly. Currently he sits with a total of 39.0. That is a total of 13 on his fastest
Tim
3
Slow
laps
FPV
consecutive. There's a shot of
13-2.
him flying. And he is now trying to unseat that. He's got a 12.9, 13.1, 13.2. That is going to put in 0.3 of a second
Nick
off his
Wasp
personal best, but he's
54.6.
dealing with some quick numbers.
Tim
There's
Slow
a 12
FPV
and
12-7.
7 for Timbo. That puts him 1/10 of a second off his personal best, and well, he's going to plant it right there. Not going to work, but he'll
Nick
definitely
Wasp
be proud of that
13-1.
12.7 on lap number 4. 45 seconds still to go. Nick Wasp had some issues on his opening lap. Now he's got one good lap, lap number 2, but lots of time to keep pushing it on our track.
Nick Wasp
Looks like
13
Dougie's
flat.
gonna chase it line of sight. This is like watching Drone Racing League on NBC or Twitter if you're a cable cutter. Watching Nick Wasp do his thing in that corkscrew. He's working on lap number 4. He's got
Nick
20
Wasp
seconds still to go.
13-7.
And so now he's got 3 13s back to back, and that is going to be a personal best for him at 39.95. And he's going to plant it
9,
right there. So
8.
he'll move up a little bit. 39.95.
The race is completed.
His fastest 3 laps consecutive of the 4 that he recorded. And unofficially, that puts him number 7 on the day, number 32 on the global leaderboard. And that'll do it here for heat number 1. One more pack to go for that group. Once we go to qualifying round number 10, as we get set for heat 2, Slowpoke, Carlos FPV, Glazer, and the Wizard of Gods. Talking about the need for some hats there by a few of our pilots, and of course I'm not one to throw stones in glass houses by any means, but if you haven't checked out the store, the shop, multigp.com/shop, we have all kinds of deals right now on some of that maybe previously dated merchandise. You can get an excellent deal on a new hat. We're also doing blowout right now on t-shirts, old t-shirt designs, some of them for only $10, like Crew Always Watching, Don't Make Me Get the Hammer. Also, you can see some of the staples like Goggles Down, Thumbs Up, some of the shirts from different championships over the years, some of them for $10. And also in the shop, we have the brand new MultiGP t-shirt that we just launched about 3 years ago, or 3 weeks, not 3 years, not 3 months, 3 weeks ago. A brand new MultiGP t-shirt design. I don't have one yet because the USPS shipping, but it's the perfect t-shirt. It's plain, it's gray with a big MultiGP logo right on the front, and a t-shirt is the ultimate apparel for any occasion. Hanging out around the house, maybe going to bed in it, hanging out on the patio, going to the beach, washing your car, wash your car with the t-shirt, go to a wedding into a t-shirt. A lot of people do that, and you can get yours multigp.com/shop. The brand new one, if you're a collector, went on sale not 3 years ago, not 3 months ago, about 3 weeks ago or less. And you can see that at multigp.com/shop. All the apparel, hats, t-shirts, and even jerseys like what you're seeing on our screen as well, here available in the store. I haven't got a text message back about the cows. Might be chasing some cows today. And Dougie, I lost you on the Discord. I can't hear you. We're underway here. Qualifying round 9, heat number 2, Wizard of Gods with the whole shot. Then it was Carlos, Glazer, and Slowpoke. 1, 2, 3, 4. Underway. So far, Slowpoke has a 61.1 as his best on the day for
Wizard
round 3.
Of Slow
Carlos
21.8.
Carl
Slow FPV 21.5.
Glazer the same round had a 51.6.
23
and
flat.
Of Oz with a 47.6, fastest 3 consecutive. And this is a good consistent group. We start with 4. We still got 4 flying. And now Glazer, your leader now on
Carl
to
Slow
lap number
FPV
3.
20.1.
Carlos with a 21 and a 20. That could work
Slowpoke
right now.
22.9.
And Slowpoke nice and consistent at 23.0 and a
Glazer
22.9.
Carl Slow FPV 19.2.
Super consistent, about 55.0 seconds still to go here on the master race clock.
Slowpoke 20.3. Glazer 17.3.
Carbon copies right there, 35 seconds still
Carl
to go
Slow
here on the master race
FPV
clock.
19.1.
Glazer's now gone a little something
Slowpoke
started.
19.9.
He's got a 19, a 17, and a 16, total of 54 and change. He's about 3 seconds off his personal best, but nowhere to go but up here with another 10 seconds still to go on the master
10,
race clock.
9.
And he's going to get one more lap in the section. There's a 17 and change, 51 and 5 for Glazer. There's a personal best for Glazer, still going to keep clipping away at it. So this last lap needs to be under a 17.3 to be worth it for him. And we're on lap number 6 here for Slowpoke. He needs to be under a 20.3 on this last one to work. And it's a race
Slowpoke
to the line.
20.3 Slowpoke done.
And there's a 20.3 for Slowpoke. So lap number 6 going to work. So it'll be laps 4, 5, and 6 for Slowpoke for a total of 60.7. That's a personal best. That's 15th on the day. Also personal best for Glazer, a 17, a 16, and a 17 for a total of 51.5, a personal best on the day. And decent run for Carlos FPV with a 58 and change, about 2.5 seconds off.
The race is completed.
And that one is a wrap. Engineer, Mako Reactor, and Bruce's dad. Second last official pack on the track. Am I missing an exciting discussion there, Doug? Well, as we get set for your next 3 pilots here, we're going to have Mako Reactor right now in the number 95 spot on the global leaderboard with a 55.14. Of course, you saw her finish inside of the top 65 at the Sport Class Championship, sitting there with a 55.14, 55.14, fastest 3 consecutive, just inside of the top 100 on the global leaderboard in Pro Class. As it sits right now, then Bruce's dad, formerly Bruce's dad, 13, sitting with a total of 43.07. That's 45th on the global leaderboard. That's an average of 14.3 a lap. So knowing what he is going to be pushing here in this next one. And of course, Engineer right now in the number 8 spot unofficially on the global leaderboard with a 34.27. Fastest 3 laps consecutive. That's 3:11.4s if you average it out. But of course, we saw him that last time out do like an 11.6 and an 11.0. And on that next one where he was going to be in the 10s, he wasn't in the 10s, but well, it's a whole new drone race this time around. Good luck to our 3 pilots trying to do a little more damage on the 2020 MultiGP Global Leaderboard this season, brought to you by Hobby Wing. Beta FPV and Team Black Sheep are presenting partners of the 2020 Global Series, qualifying our top 200 in the pro class to the MultiGP Championships the end of the year in Daytona Beach, Florida. And our next 100 as we go down the list. Last year, it was the top 600 that we had to do to fill that grid from the fairways down. I don't think we'll have to do that as much this year, but the next 100 down the list going to our Sport Class Championship. And part of the journey may be decided here this afternoon, deep inside of Epping, New Hampshire. We are underway. Engineer already getting one done just as that clock warms up to run. A 14.9 sighting lap to get things started. Here comes Mako Reacta with a 21.0.
Engineer 11 flat.
And it looks like we're just down to 2 as we have an 11.0 for Engineer. Now he's got that streak started. Look at the top left-hand corner of your screen. Out of that corkscrew over to our timing gate. There's a 10.8. So an 11.0 and a 10.8 ready to do some damage there on that leaderboard. There's a 21 and a 19 for Mako Reacta. She's going to use that. Flat. And there is another 11.0 for Engineer, and he comes down not by choice, but it is a total of 32.94. He's back up.
Reactor 17.7.
32.94, taking about 1.5 seconds off of his
Engineer
time
18.2.
previously. Moves him from 8th on that global leaderboard up into the number 6 spot as he posts an 18. Lots of time on the clock here. Another 40 seconds still to go. So could do another sweeping 11,
20.5. Engineer 16.5.
30 seconds still to go here on the master race clock, and Engineer posting those long times here. Now trying to get something started out of that corkscrew. Mako Reacta down on lap number 5, and Engineer looks like he goes down on lap number 7. 15 seconds still to go. And if this was WWE, this is the count. 1,
10,
2,
9,
3.
8,
Everyone's down.
7,
Let's retrieve some quads.
6,
Heat
5,
number 3 in the books.
4,
and personal
2,
best for Engineer, 32.9, moving him from 8th on the global leaderboard to the number 6 spot on the global leaderboard. That's 3rd on the day with a pair of 11.0s combined with a 10.8 to jump up. A couple of pegs, 2 pegs up the board. Format is just constant qualifying, but there is some excitement when you can dissect what's going on and see those pilots post those personal bests. I mean, you saw an epic crash from Engineer, but again, it wasn't the worst because previous to that, those laps that he recorded moved him up that leaderboard. So along with the tears come some cheers as well, and he gets set to roll into heat number 4, Neukel, Waffle, and Tropical Onion. The next 3 to fly. Tropical Onion making the trip from Maryville, Tennessee. A bit of a throw up into the northeast. Waffle and Neukel taking the trip from Massachusetts. It's not very far. There's a pile of tolls to go drone racing on this Saturday. So far, they're making it worth it. Their first global qualifier of the 2020 series.
Flow 11.6. Tropical Onion 13.8.
Neuchel with an 11.6 in that session. He is the fastest on the global leaderboard today. Of course, we have a few more races to report, but pretty tough to unseat a couple of 9.3s and 9.7.
Tropical Onion 12.9.
And Neuchel hitting a gate. Not going to work for him in this one, so it's down to Tropical Onion. Deja vu all over again.
14.6.
A 13, a 12, and a 14 totaled up to 41 and 4. 1.4 plus 2. He's 1.6 seconds off of his personal best so far. So qualifying round number 9 could be a good one for Sam.
17.4.
We got a longer 17. We're just past midway point. Now we got to reset and refocus. Let's make these next 3 our fast 3 to make Q9 a good one for Tropical Onion.
Tropical Onion 17.9.
Seen a lot of 17s. Oh no. Well, as you look down on those lap times, 17.4, 17.9. And the golden rule, when you have 17, you don't hit. Okay, Tropical Onion does that. Just going to limp his way through here. 15 seconds left on the master race
Tropical Onion
clock.
26.6, 10, 9, 8, 7.
Those 17s
6,
definitely going to hurt.
5,
As Double
4,
A says, dang,
3,
in
2,
the chat.
1.
Couple emojis as well. And that one was for fun. One more pack to go for Tropical Onion.
Done with a
Neuchel
7
and
lap
Waffle.
204.6
We come back
result.
in qualifying round number 10. No changes. We were talking earlier with
The race is completed.
live time scoring. Corey Kroll, the programmer, the developer of the software. He was at one of our global qualifiers, I believe the first global qualifier of the 2020 season, up with Milwaukee Rotocross. And he asked the question, he's like, when you see so many rounds of qualifying, because Corey is used to usually RC car racing, where they do a couple of qualifiers and then a bunch of mains, and here with our global qualifying format, it's all qualifiers and a lot of qualifiers. And he asked, do you see that once you get in the later part of the day that sometimes it's just too much? Too much. It's too much. And I mean, the answer, you could say yes, you could say no, and you'd be right. It kind of varies by the pilot. Sometimes it takes pilots longer to learn a line. Other times, that repetition works. People get it moving. So sometimes you'll see half the field do better at the end. Others will start to do a little more risky lines around those gates, and their earlier times will be better. But so far, of our 22 pilots, 4 of them, so that would be 20% of our pilots have had their best time in qualifying round number 9. I see thumbs up, but how about a high five virtually for that math I just did right there? I heard a hold on. Yeah. Want to bring it in? Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. So let's go back to my virtual air high five. So I just got word that there are no sign of the cows yet. So we got to hurry up. I still got time to bring them cows home. So in the rodeo community, a lot of people know that I'm also in the drone racing community, and so a few people I know, they're actually hired. They're in the Rolodex for these farmers, or at least in the contacts on the phone for some of them. For when the cows get out, you call these cowboys, and about 8 of them on horseback go out riding into the cornfields and the bush, with Catahoula dogs to find the cows, rope the cows, drag them to a trailer, load up on a trailer, and return them home to the farm. And they said, "Can you fly your drones and help us find these cows?" I said, "Yeah, maybe. I don't really have the drones for that." And so last weekend, I spent 4 days with my MultiGP Spec Racer. Remember those? 5302 big red bottoms on them and big 4S battery on that thing. I had that diving cornfields, and I found 2 of the 12 missing cows dive bombing my racing quad. And you can actually get them moving with a racing quad. And so earlier this morning, they said, "Can you go find some cows with us?" I said, "Nope. I got to go to UK for a drone race. Then I got to skip over to New Hampshire for one. And then once they're all done, then maybe we can do some cow catching." So the update, they haven't found them yet. So we're going to go cow hunting a little bit later on. There is a steak barbecue at the end, yes. Those are for the ones that we can't catch with the rope. But I'm not flying dirty anymore. I got the equivalent of the Canadian Part 107. Got my label maker. Put my tail numbers on all my drones. So I can go chase cattle legit. Not flying dirty. And this afternoon, guys, I'm going to be flying a Mavic Air 2 while I'm riding a horse. That is training to fly my MultiGP Spec Racer while I'm riding a horse. And that is going to be dang near impossible, but I'm feeling froggy. One day we'll make it happen. Here we are, qualifying round 9, heat number 5. And it looks like we just got 3. You'll have to take my word for it for those watching the live stream, as Raw FPV getting that raw dog video is the mystery behind that black wall.
Zoom 29
as
flat.
your first one across the line is Zoom, the bottom right-hand corner of our screen with a 29 and change. His total on the day so far is the fastest 3 is a 79.2. Gonna try and make something happen here in his final 2 packs of the track. And Doug on to lap number 2 with a 34.0. And the scoring computer has not given me an update on Raw FPV. So raw no more, down to just 2. Just past the midway point, 55 seconds left on the Master Racer clock, and we're on lap number 3 here for Zoom. He's got a 29 and a 24. Let's see what he can get done here. Doug with a pair of 34s back to back. So right now, looking at Zoom 79.24, that's 3 26s. And so far he's got a 24 to work with. Not sure if this one's going to work, but he's going to try his best. Doug has a 98.98, which is an average of 32.9. He's got a pair of 34s.
Doug 37.25.
So remember when I talked earlier about times faster in the beginning, times faster in the end?
28.1.
Well, here's part of our class we're going to visit with. That may be faster in qualifying round number 10, but round number 9, not going to be one to tweet about here, but it was fun. Got our race fees worth. Checkered flag about to fly, just waiting for Doug. It looks like Zoom got back up as well. He can officially get this last lap done.
33.1. Doug done with a 4-lap 225.2 result.
With 105.2 for Doug.
Zoom done with a 5-lap 234.6
That's 7
result.
seconds off his personal best. An 84.9 fastest 3 for
The
Zoom.
race is completed.
And that is about 5 seconds off his personal best, 5.1 off it. But at least they brought him into land. ATC cleared for landing. Hey, buddy, you doing good? It sounds like it. Don't forget to wash your hands.
JJB FPV.
Let's it's amazing how productive we've been behind the scenes, that we've been able to get the technology here to transport me remotely to different drone races. But I'm also pretty proud that I've learned how to properly wash my hands. And it kind of freaks me out that I've spent 41 and a half years of my life not knowing how to wash my hands properly. But originally they were just saying, and this is how crazy it has been. You learn something new every time you turn on the news. That originally they just said, wash your hands and sing happy birthday. But that doesn't really do anything. So while we're waiting for Cleveland FPV, JJB FPV, and Cryptech to go to the line here, I'm going to show you officially this is the proper way to wash your hands like a surgeon. Ready? So you put your soap on and you work your palms like this, right? Now that's the front of your hands. Then you do your back of your hands. Scrape, scrape like you're trying to start a fire. Then you intertwine them like this, intertwine them like that. If you're a gentleman, you know what that's like right there. Just dig in. Now you're good. Now, you always notice that you have dirt under your fingers if you're someone that does work like with your hands. So now you intertwine your hands and you shake them back and forth like this. Then you switch back and forth like this. And what a lot of people forget are your thumbs. And so you just grind your thumb like that, grind your thumb like that. And for your cuticles, you take your hand like this, make a duck, spin, spin, like that, rub, and you're done. Perfectly clean. I'm corona free since 2020, thanks to that new hand washing technique. Hopefully you can use it too. I learned that from a YouTube video, Dougie. Yeah, buddy. I was yesterday years old when I learned how to change a wax ring in a toilet. That's a job I don't wish on anyone. If you got an extra $300, pay the plumber to do that. Holy guy. Thanks to YouTube. I rely on YouTube for everything. I'm not much of a chef, but I get Gordon Ramsay's YouTube video on how to make scrambled eggs, and he sits there and yells at me in his British accent, and we scramble up our eggs. It's a great time. Looks like we just have Cryptech in this one. Unless we have any mystery pilots? No, just Cryptech.
Cryptech
An army of one.
22.2.
Cryptech, do not be nervous, but everyone is watching you right now. This is the run right now. This is the Cryptech heat. This heat brought to you by Cryptech. So far this season, his personal best is 73.0. That came from qualifying round number 5. That was an average of 24.3 a lap. And so far, laps 1 and 2, way underneath that. I told you his Cryptech's heat. He's got a 22 and a 23 as he works at that corkscrew. He's about to raise his bar just like Singular, with a lot of time left on the clock to keep on creeping up that global leaderboard, making that sweeping turn over to our checkered line. You're looking at a 22, a 23, and a 24. That's a total of 70.5. We've already shaved about 3 seconds off, and we're still cooking with grease. 30 seconds left on the master race clock. Watching that corkscrew. It is nice and smooth, almost buttery smooth. Now over to our checker gate. Another lap, maybe 2 to go. There's a 23 and 6. Still faster than his average, but holding with that 70.5 as he gets onto what looks to be his final lap. It's going to have to be underneath a 23 and 3 to matter.
3, 2, 1.
He's at that corkscrew. Heading towards the gate full send, and his last one at 22.9. So laps 3, 4, 5 will work for him right there. And so a total of 70.5 for Cryptech. And still with one more pack to go. That is going to move him up on our global leaderboard into the number 138 position in pro class at the moment. Good run for Cryptech. Dougie The question there from I Crash a Lot said, is that trailer for the stream? It looks pretty dope. But I don't think that trailer's involved in the stream. Why don't you pan around? That's the Nerdmobile right there, huh? That's just for Timbo to pit. Oh, timing and spectators, very nice. And coffee, $4 a cup. You know what, guys? When it's a hot day, the best thing to do is have a nice hot cup of coffee. It matches your inner temperature with your outer temperature, and it's almost as equally as important as washing your hands. And if you want to learn how to properly wash your hands, go to hour number 3 of the live stream of this event on MultiGP's YouTube channel, where you too can learn to wash your hands like a surgeon. You don't even have to sing happy birthday. On our, there's a way on YouTube that you can flag if it's made for kids or not. On our video where it's not made for kids, I use all the euphemisms that I use to remember how to wash my hands properly. Look how clean my hands are. Amazing. I could be a hand model, even though I'm missing the tip of my thumb. I got 2 of them, bud. I can do it in less than 40 seconds. I know, that's how long I can hold my breath. We're at the top of the order. This is heat number 1. Final pack on the track here for Nick Wasp, Timbo, Phatkid, and Ethan FPV. Looks like Phatkid has taken a knee earlier. He's retiring from the number 2 spot on the global leaderboard. Shaved about 1/10 of a second off of his time earlier. And so now we're just left with just Timbo up in the air. So his personal best on the day is a 39.06, I believe.
Tim Slow FPV 12.9.
And so, if I put that in the right slot, that's 3:13 evens. And so far he's got a 13.0, a 12.2, and a 12.9. And so Timbo ticking away at it right here. He's got 3 12s in a row now. That's going to move him up to a 37.34. And he will definitely take that right there, 37.34. Unofficially in the number 5 spot on the day. Unofficially in the number 18 spot on the global leaderboard. Top 20 for Timbo on pack number 10 on the track. Nice run. I Crash a Lot says he needs to build a trailer like that for race management. Yeah, we highly recommend it. If you go to the MultiGP drone racing community, or if you go to the MultiGP chapter organizers group, and to be part of that group, you have to be a chapter organizer. We encourage everyone to be one. But there's probably about a half dozen trailers that we've seen built over the last 6 months. Being able to follow their builds as we see all kinds of pictures. One of the nicest that I've seen, I mean, Nerds is a pretty good setup from what we saw there, but one of the nicest I've seen is indie FPVs, where they have like 55 and 65 inch televisions that pop out in all the windows, and their awnings come out and extend, and so they have covered areas where people sit. Back at the race that we did there, it was what was it, the Mid-America Championship. We had about 40 pilots. Mid-America Throwdown, we had about 40 pilots under all the awnings watching the TVs on the trailer, and they had a margarita mixer up on their trailer, and great setup there with all kinds of ground stations, PA system, and really, yeah, if you can spend the time and the money to build a race operation like that, it'll make being a race organizer a lot more fun, being able to be the party on wheels and less work to set up ground control. And you know, there's also something said for those that meticulously set things up piece by piece by piece, like your buddy Scully, because then I don't have to set up gates. I just get to play with electronics all the time and pretend to like it. We get to do this, yeah. Double A says Nurk has posted a video of it. Yeah, look Look at Nurk FPV's videos there for the Indy FPV trailer. Jamie has done an excellent job on that. Windjammer. This is pilot handle. Look at the knowledge I got in my head. Say the guy's first name. I know his pilot handle. Here we go. Heat of 4. Last pack on the track here for Slowpoke, Carlos FPV, the Wizard of Gauze, and Clazer. 1, 2, 3, 4. This heat, this group, we have seen just be consistent each and every time, starting with 4 and almost ending with 4 each and every run. And this is the last pack on the track. And freestyle, we don't like to say last pack. That means things are going to get lost and smashed. But in racing, that's when we go full send, full throttle, and just send it as we try and get our final efforts here on the Global Qualifying Track. MA Drone Racing hosting this gorgeous
Wizard of Slow 16-1
event. Great opportunity. We got an 18 and a 16 for the
Clazer
Wizard of Gauze.
21.2.
Gonna have to be a little quicker than that. He's got a 47.6 from earlier, an 18 and a 21 for Clazer, a 21 and a 20 for Carlos FPV, a 22 and a 21 for Slowpoke. That's actually pretty good for Slowpoke. He was consistently in the 22, so he's pushing it here on round number 10. It's what we like to see, that last pack on the track be the one at the top of the board. Number 10, 10s across the board. Look at this. Clazer and Carlos FPV in a battle for track position. Carlos pulling ahead just a little bit. Now you look at the Wizard of Gauze. He's in the mix-up of things as well. Over to the corkscrew. Carlos and Clazer once again coming out of it. Wizard of Gauze getting a little loosey-goosey, and he is pretty side up. Still lots of time here on the clock. 30 seconds still to go. Track position battle here with Carlos and Clazer. We just lost Carlos, and now it's just down to Clazer working on lap number 5. 20 seconds still to go. And Clazer has got this one on lock. That was a 15-7. So he's got a 17-9, 15-7. Another 15 would be great for Clazer, and he will go down.
3.
Well, this one was fun. It'll be memorable. There was a ding.
Carl Slow FPV 34.8. Carl Slow
missing
FPV
it by 1.3 seconds.
1.3 result.
Comes into land, not far to retrieve, and no personal bests on that one. Hot lap for Clazer though, 15-7. And Wizard of Gauze with a hot lap at 15 and 8. He'll take that. And heat number 2 in the books. Let's go to qualifying round number 10, heat number 3. 4 heats left to go. And then it's go. So one of the things that I've come up with, I'm like, wouldn't it be a great business? But it's one I don't want to do. But imagine this. You get all your dirty, gnarly Fat Shark DVR. Drop it in Dropbox. All your GoPro footy. Drop it in Dropbox. Send it to a dude. Edit this for me. Wouldn't that be a great service? You'd pay for that service, right? No one has jumped up on that. There's quad repair services, but someone needs to do like a pilot vlog video editing service. I mean, you can go to Fiverr and do it. That's not gonna get, right? I have so much footage right now from cow catching. I just don't have the time. I got cows to catch. But you should see your buddy Scully dive bomb cows in a field, man. That's an acro mode. All day long. I'm not wearing my Fat Sharks. I wear aviators. Because I'm a pilot.
Currently up. Race number 3. Open class. Heat 3 of 6.
Engineer, Mako Reacta, and Engineer. Bruce's dad.
Make slow Reactra. Bruce's dad.
We're underway. Final pack from the track here for these 3 pilots as well. We talked about that. It's a real deal. Clock just warming up to run.
Engineer 10-8.
Engineer 10 and 8. So
Make
far, his
slow
best
reactor
time
17.9.
is 3:10.9s.
Engineer
And so he's
11.2.
already on pace to unseat it. There's a 10-8, 11-2. And the scoring computer got him off his game right there. Just that one hesitation launching his craft into the side of the gate. Looks like we might be down to just one. Mako reactor.
Make slow reactor 24.5.
Currently sitting with 3 laps at a total of 18 and 3. Started off with a 17.9 ahead of the pace. Lap number 2 is a little bit longer than the pace. Lots of time on the clock here, but it's going to be laps 3, 4, 5 if we're going to try and climb up that leaderboard. Right now, she's 95th on the global leaderboard with that 55.14 from earlier. There's that 18.9 for average 3:18.3s. Uh-oh, yaw spin of death. Come on, Goose. Stay with me, Goose. Talk to me, Goose. Oh, that one's going to be a tough one to find as well. Well, making memories. Everybody down. We're retrieving some quads. Love to see those smiles, though.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
24 minutes ago, no sign of cows. Getting close. Good thing is, ice storage charge at 100%, so as soon as we're done here, I'm pulling out the door.
The race is completed. Currently up. Race number 4.
Ground
Open
station.
Heat 4 of 6.
Glitchy DVR feed.
Race order
She knows where it is. She's able to go capture that frame by frame, 60 frames per second on the Immersion RC PowerPlay DVR on the back of her goggles. So that retrieval may not be the worst. May not be the worst. Cow catching. Scully Enterprises. So coming up in this next one will be Tropical Onion, Waffle, and Neukel. Looks like we found the drone. Do I see a drone and make the reactor's hands? You got it, Lindsay? There, yeah, she's got it. Sweet. Thank you, PowerPlay DVR. So in this one, we got Waffle. He's currently in the number 52 spot unofficially on the global leaderboard, 9th on the day with a 45.43, fastest 3 laps consecutive. Also got Tropical Onion with a 39.86. He's unofficially 30th on the global leaderboard. 6th on the day, and our new leader at the top of the leaderboard, Neukel, with a 28.45. That's 3 9.4s, but if you remember back, it was a 9.7, 9.3, 9.3 for Neukel, and his last pack on the track, and we'll see what his last effort is going to be. We talked earlier when we posted the 28.4, about his fastest in Velocidrone at 27.1, posted June 14th, just over a month ago. And he's got a 10.4, 11.0. He's warming up. Tropical Onion with a 14.1.
17.2.
His pace needs to be under 13.2 to do some damage. He's done. So as we sit back and relax here, lots of time on the clock. Let's watch Neuchel post those times. There's a 9.247, the fastest official lap on the track. And we wanted to follow it up with 2 more. Now look at that 8.9 right before it. Holy, we missed that as well, and he's going to be down. Look at those digits. 10.4, 11.0, 8.9, 9.2. So 8.911 is officially the fastest time on the global qualifier track in real life.
The race is completed.
While we have a second, I'm going to do some math and science. Minus race director, don't hit a button yet. Don't change the race for 1 sec. Okay, now you're good. Now you're good. Thank you. All right. So 8.9, 9.2. If Neuchel was 8.972 on his last lap before he crashed, he would have beaten his time in Velocidrone. He posted an 8.911, a 9.247. If his last lap was an 8.971, he would have beaten his Velocidrone time, and he was on pace to do it. His second lap was an 8.911. His last lap of the 3 in sequence would have needed to be a 8.971. That's 0.06 of a second longer. We've seen a lot of people much faster in Velocidrone, but Neuchel just slaying it right there. 2 more heats to go. Raw FPV, Doug, Trooper, and Zoom. Your next photo work. AA asking in the chat, so I bet the Mavic does a pretty good job at spotting the cows, doesn't it, Joe? Yeah, it does a much better job, as the Spec Racer that I fly has an analog camera at 480p, and the downlink from the Mavic Air 2 to my phone is 1080p. Difference is standard definition and higher high definition. Of course, for those not super technically inclined, TV back in the day when you had an antenna, the rabbit ears, and you got a decent picture, that was 480p. You wouldn't even want to watch that these days, but that's what we're looking at when we're watching the drone feed in real life. But it doesn't look so bad inside your Fat Shark goggles, a mere 3/4 of an inch from your pupils. And then the next step up, HD 720p, the first HD televisions that were out, and usually the ones that you can get for about $150 right now at Best Buy or Walmart are 720p, and they call that HD. I would call it a low HD. Then 1080p, that's the downlink from the drone. That's a higher end 1080p HD TV. That's going to charge you probably about $220 at Walmart or Best Buy. Of course, the new technology now, I mean, it's been out for about 2 years, but I finally got my first 4K Ultra HD television. That's the highest of the high, and that drone that we're using for chasing cows actually records on the drone at 4K, 60 frames a second if you don't want the collision avoidance. So I run at 30 frames a second because I could always use obstacle avoidance. And that hurts your eyes to watch. When you watch Harry Potter, we watch a lot of Harry Potter in this house, and Frozen, and Tangled, and Paw Patrol. When you watch that in 4K, it hurts your eyes. You see every single, I was going to say pencil mark, but they don't even do animation with pencil anymore. How old am I? How old am I? You see every detail into those backgrounds at 4K. We watch so much Paw Patrol, dude. At my house, Paw Patrol Paw Patrol. They'll be there on the double. Paw Patrol. Paw Patrol. Whenever you're in trouble. My daughter just turned 2 years old about 2 weeks ago. She loves her Paw Patrol. Marshall, Chase, Sky, Rocky, Rubble, Paw Patrol. Huh. This one is underway. It's just Zoom and Doug. And Raw FPV gets up as well. Supposed to be one to highlight. You can see me just stare into space. As soon as I hear that Paw Patrol theme in my head, I just zone out. But Zoom and Doug doing their thing here
Zoom
on the track.
27
Final pack
flat.
on the track at 27.0 to start things off here for Zoom. He's got a 79.24 on the day so far.
34.8.
That has him 17th on the day, 154th on the global list. Doug across the line with a 34.8 to start things off. He's got a
11.8.
98 on the day. Has him
Zoom
20th here in New
27.8.
Hampshire and on our global leaderboard, give or take, 177th. So Doug, trying to be underneath 32.9 each time he crosses through our start-finish gate. Meanwhile, Zoom trying to be underneath 26.4s to make their last pack their best pack, and it looks like we're just looking at Doug chasing those 26.4s.
Doug 36.9.
There we go. So a little scoring adjustment on the fly. So Doug has a 34 and a 48. Chasing, trying to be under 26 and change. But having some fun,
10,
getting some DVR.
9, 8,
that 480p,
7,
beautiful
6,
standard definition
5,
video
4,
on the Fat Shark
3,
goggles.
2.
The reason we fly
1.
in analog is because we want to avoid latency.
Doug
from
33.7.
the image captured on the camera by the time it's broadcast back to the
result.
goggles, and so that the inputs on the radio are in virtual real time, the immersive experience. As soon as you add higher
The race is
broadband
completed.
and bandwidth and bit rate, it adds latency, and latency results in crashing. And speaking of crashing, everyone kind of crashed out on that one. Not the worst. Thanks for coming out. Enjoy the rest of your day in Epping, New Hampshire. One more heat to go. For those of you who have never been to Epping, New Hampshire, it's a town in Rockingham County, New Hampshire. It has a population of about 6,500 people. It used to be part of Exeter, one of the 4 original New Hampshire townships back in the 1700s. Back in the day, through the 1800s, farming was a principal occupation. I don't know why they put that on Wikipedia. In the 1800s, farming was a principal occupation everywhere, right? What else was there to do? The Model T wasn't built. There was no factory or assembly line for the most part, right? Well, I want to tell you, Epping, New Hampshire really holds on to that farming. Actually, no, Wikipedia corrects me, Doug, because in the 1840s, the first commercial brickyard was established in Epping. So if you weren't a farmer, you worked in the brickyard, I guess. Yeah, building them houses. A chronic quip about Epping is it's the center of the universe, which is featured on many bumper stickers still today. However, due to its location at the crossroads of Route 101 and Route 125, the town has indeed become a retailer center serving its neighboring towns. It's got many chain stores. Well, it is a center, because Epping is home to the Letty Center, Doug, an antique playhouse where local performers present classics such as The Wizard of Oz and Anne of Green Gables. And if you want some musical lessons, they have them there as well. Also home to 2 auto racing venues, the New England Dragway, New England's only quarter-mile track, right near where you guys are today. And Star Speedway and NASCAR Stock Car Oval operating on Saturdays as well. And if you're ever in Epping in April, make sure you check out the annual canoe race down the Lamprey River. Enjoy the rest of your time in Epping, New Hampshire. Final pack on the track, final pilot to fly, it's Crip Tech. Got a
Crip Tech 23.5
as his best on the day. That came from his last pack on the track. Number 9, that was 3:23 and a half. Crip Tech just posted a 23 and a half and just crashed out on lap number 2. And I think that's where the journey comes to an end. What a day, Doug Kling. That's it. That is it. Yeah. What a great day. Shut her down. Shut her down. Awesome.
The race is
what a great
completed.
day. There's a shot of Doug Kling, our hero, our boy in the truck, producing our live stream remotely in Epping, New Hampshire. And if you ever get a chance at the corners of 101 and 105 in New Hampshire, visit Epping in April for the Canoe Festival. Check out some racing, quad racing here at the Nerd Field, and of course at the Oval Track. They also have a straight track. There's even an RC track on the venue as well. And that is going to do it here. This is one of our 9 qualifiers here this season. We can actually take a look and see officially where everyone landed today. Do you want to do that, Doug, or we'll do it? No, let's do it. All right, we'll just wait for our race director to publish the results. Gary is on it. Do I need to talk him through it? So you got it figured out. I'm already getting some results in, but it's not from you guys. Got the Bladed Fury results just posted here a few minutes ago. Spicy, the fastest there. Yeah, Tom Cinnamon, who's the champs. Yeah. Unfortunately, I have to click like 17 things here to see what his time was officially. I'm not complaining. It's coming in an Excel sheet, which I love. Oh, which round did it use? 38.4? Oh, there we go. That's got to be right. 38.4? 38.4 for Spicy. I can see a 38.4 here. Is this Limey? Oh, there's 10 rounds. Okay. So 38.4 for Spicy and Fury. And that is going to put him a little deep. Maybe about 25th on our global list. We go back to what else has been reported here so far. And you can also see these officially at multigp.com. Just go to our 2020 championship and qualifier results. And we also got the qualifier from 901 FPV in Memphis. Popsicle's time coming in at 30.43. He is the fastest down in Tennessee. That is 30.43. That's top 5. All right, let me talk you through reporting these results. Wish I had live time open. So go to events. Hey, buddy, ready to report your results? Okay, so do you have heats? Did you run practice heats? Delete those? You can delete them, or there was one practice heat that you didn't start and finish. If you know which one it is, you can start and finish it. Alternatively, just delete your practice rounds. once you hit timing results and you hit report results to MultiGP, a window's going to pop up. It'll tell you which one it doesn't like. Okay, what happens if you hit final results right about that? There you go, 2637. There's a little trick. For those still watching our live stream, 31 people right now. Waiting for these results to be posted. Some of them chapter organizers, so right now, scoring computer not letting us finish. So now you should be able to do it. Alright, so after you do that, we have to finalize it. Right. Okay, now it's reported. Then we got to finalize the race on MultiGP. You want me to do that for you? I'm logged in. It'll take me a couple clicks. Alright. For those watching our live stream here, just stand by in less than 90 seconds here. We'll be able to see the updated global leaderboard, including our pilots here. I wasn't logged into MultiGP. I'm in. And finalize race. I'm sure hit the button. All right, Dougie, you can bring up the global leaderboard. Do you need a link for that on the live stream? Dougie's talking right now. There you go. Want me to... Hey, my pleasure. Yeah. Dougie? Oh, I lost you. We'll clean this up. It'll look so much better in post. For Dougie, I sent you the link to the global leaderboard on your Facebook, and for those that are already 2 steps ahead, most likely, find our global leaderboard to see all of our results. Just go to multigp.com. Under championships, scroll over to 2020 MultiGP Championship and down to 2020 MultiGP Series Global Qualifier results. And from there, you will see our entire global leaderboard as we have now updated it. This event with MA Drone Racing in New Hampshire, of course, the number of qualifiers previous to this today, and today's results from Bladed Fury Racing at 901 FPV as well. How are you doing, Becky? You're gonna put it on top 100 and just start scrolling. I love our fans on YouTube. 28 people waiting to watch this. I like their style. Your Stickman FPV. Yeah, buddy. He was on the reserve champions of the Military Invitational Velocity Drone Racing Tournament with us at 4 o'clock this morning, our time. Here he is, 5 o'clock p.m. later, hanging out with Doug and Scully on the YouTube channel. What's up, Stickman? This one just ended, and we're just gonna show you our results here in a moment. There we go. Number 1, Phatkid Neukel Virilli. We saw that earlier today. A 10.1, a 9.8, and a 9.6 for a total of 28.45. Then you see, hold on, Dougie, we got Phatkid go up a little bit. There's Phatkid. Going into this event, he was a 31.8. He was able to shave 1/10 of a second off of his time. That moved him from first down into third on the leaderboard as Propsicle just got on the board into the number 2 spot down in Tennessee. But Phatkid doing his thing here this afternoon. There's Patrick Engineer White into the number 5 spot on the global leaderboard with a 32.94. That happened in qualifying round number 9. Almost got some big damage done in round number 10. Now we can go down a little bit more, Dougie. Ethan FPV making it into the top 15 with a 36.7. Timbo FPV inside of the top 20 in the number 18 spot with a 37.4. Talking about, oh, you needed to do top 100. Well, yeah, we can go page by page. Why not? Pop up. Go top. Who else with Tropical Onion into the top 30 in the number 29 spot with a 39.8. Dick Wasp in there as well. Thank you, Doug, with a 39.9 in the number 30 spot. He was racing the Tropical Onion lap for lap there on the leaderboard as well. So top 30 for those two pilots. Our congratulations to them. Down that list, we're at number 43 on the global leaderboard, and that's Bruce's dad, formerly Bruce's dad 13, with a 43.0 in the number 43 spot. And at the bottom of the page there in the number 49 spot, the Wizard of Gauze with a 44.6 inside of the top 50 of Pro Class. Top 75 in the number 51 spot, Waffle with a 45.4. Good run. Should be able to stick within our top 200 for that one as well. Into our top 100 division we go. Glazer in the number 80 spot with a 51.4 inside of our top 100. Pretty good position. See him with some of the bottom of pro and the top of sport for last year. So pretty good outing on his first global qualifier, the 2020 season so far, just as we start to warm up here, week number 18. Also, just inside of our top 100, we're going to scroll down a little bit to the number 95, Mako Reactra with a 55.14. Just inside of our top 100. Congratulations, Ryan. And Carlos FPV in the number 99 spot, breaking the top 100 here this afternoon. 55.98. Take that right there to break the top 100. Average of 18.66. Congratulations to those making our top 100, and all of our pilots here ranked over on my screen. I'm just going to pop over and see how deep the global list goes. Well, as of today, with 3 qualifiers today, there are 202 pilots ranked globally on the MultiGP Global Leaderboard. What does that mean for all of our pilots here today? Right now, everybody is in pro class right now. Everyone is top 200 that we saw compete here today at the MA Drone Racing Global Qualifier here at Nerd. Well, thanks to Timbo, Goss, and Slowpoke running the event as your host organizers of MA Drone Racing. Of course, our boy in the truck, Dougie Kling, doing a great job setting things up, going through 3 computers, and finally getting us live online, bringing us this global qualifier to all of our fans on the MultiGP YouTube channel. We will be back maybe next weekend or the weekend after, but the weekend after for sure for virtual MultiGP Virtual Open. Exciting time, 5 nights of fun. More details about that coming out a little bit later on. Thanks for the pleasure of your company here this afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, On behalf of our entire cast and crew from Epping, New Hampshire, along with those sitting here in Canada, have a pleasant evening and a great tomorrow. We'll see you at the next one.